What's up, guys? Eric here, Mr. Fired Up Wealth. Monday.com had earnings this morning, pre-market before bell, and it's Monday, so why not cover Monday? Ticker on this is MNDY. A lot of people have been asking me about this one for some time. I have covered it on the channel very briefly. Today, I want to give you an earnings update, give you a bit of an overview of what the company is all about, and then my opinions on if I think the stock is a buy now or maybe less expensive. So first off, what does monday.com even do? So monday.com is a work operating system, and there's a lot of competition in this space. We'll talk more about competition later. Essentially, it allows teams to collaborate and work together to get stuff done. That's the simplest way I can put it. And it is software as a service, has high margins, has really good numbers. So let's dig into the earnings and see how they did this last quarter. So monday.com is really about workflows. This is the first quarter 2022 results. So revenue surpassed $100 million, 84% year over year. Number of customers with more than $50,000 of ARR, annual recurring revenue, grew 187% year over year. That's an impressive dollar amount. Net dollar retention with accounts of 50K or more was over 150%. So net dollar retention, that's essentially keeping your customers, expanding the footprint to new modules, new services, and so on. Announced launch of Monday Work OS products, new end-to-end products. That's always good to see. So these guys are out of Tel Aviv. So that's part of the reason why they have pre-market instead of closing bell earnings. In the first quarter, we made meaningful progress in capturing our large market opportunity with strong top-line growth and increasing net dollar retention, said monday.com founder and CEO. We are excited to take the next step in our product evolution with the introduction of Monday Work OS products. And yeah, it goes on. These new end-to-end products will provide our customers with more robust solutions, advanced features, and capabilities to address specific needs. Again, there's a lot of competition in this space. It's why I haven't pulled the trigger quite yet, and I'll get to that later. I'll also see a chart. I'll tell you the price predictions. I'm going to go through a slide deck here and show you some highlights about the business as well. Revenue is $108.5 million, increase of 84% year over year. Those are solid numbers. Now, this one is SaaS with the margins, high 80 to 90% margins, and it's doing pretty well as a company. Again, the main concern is going to be valuation and then competition. I want to give you a background on the company. I think a lot of people still don't fully understand what these guys do. If you look at, here's some of the revenue. This is old, so I won't go through this, but serving teams and organizations of all kinds. So they're in 200 plus countries, 200 plus business industries, tech and non-tech industries, and so on. Increasing number of enterprise. We know about that, 187% year-over-year growth. You can see they're ramping up nicely. Traditional work software wasn't working. So rigid architectures, you see this in a lot of these newer companies, right? Development capabilities were limited. They're trying to change the game. Disconnected work tools and applications are trying to make this less siloed, more connected so teams can collaborate. One platform with many different products. So this is their Work OS. They've got Monday Dev, they've got Sales CRM. So like you think of Salesforce CRM competes in this space. Monday Marketer, you've got the work management, and then you got the projects over here in the orange. So lots of different products, and they're trying to grow that. They think their total addressable market is $56 billion, so that's pretty large. You can see the different breakdown here. Collaboration applications, $22 billion, CRM, $11 billion, and so on. It's flexible and adaptable, customizable, no code building blocks, which is important. One platform to run all aspects of work, creates a single unified workspace, built like no other software. Just kind of going through this real quick, give you an overview. Integrates with any tool, automates any workflow. So you can see they've got different mail campaigns you can do, Salesforce CRM, LinkedIn, and so on. Connect with these different. So work forms is another part of the business. Canvas. So Canvas is basically you can collaborate, kind of like a whiteboard. Zoom's starting to do something similar to this as well. Their go-to-market strategy, rapid product innovation, one platform with many products, expanding upmarket. And you can see they're innovating products. They're spending money on R&D to capture more market share. You can see 2014 was their first product launch, and they've made improvements to that all the way up to here where they've got Work OS products. So like a lot of these, they're continuing to grow, to develop. It's an exciting young company. It was a new IPO, I believe, last year. And so it's one that's gotten beat up pretty bad. I'll show you a chart here in a few minutes. Monday Apps Marketplace. This was launched in 2020, 126 applications. Customized user journeys. Every team, every industry, every use case. You got everything from NHL in here to Peloton to SEMrush, Canva, Lightspeed, and so on. While we win. So new category of software. Work OS is the future of work software. Again, there are plenty of vendors that do this stuff though. Flexible and adaptable. creating a unified workspace, virtually limitless, a core work tool, and strong culture and values. Pricing model, 100% of our revenue is subscription-based, so that's great. Software as a service. Price is per user according to subscription plan, and they do have very high margins on this as well. Here's some of those financials, quarterly revenue growth. They're continuing to expand all these numbers higher and higher, which is good to see. And that's kind of a recap of the business itself. So next I want to go into the valuation, go into a chart, stock chart. I'm going to show you where I think the price might go on this one. So a chance for me to get a shout out here to a couple of my favorites, a couple of friends of mine here on Twitter. So Dylan, follow at Blue Suit Dylan, as well as Kaushik at Big Bull Cap. Exceptional growth, good guidance, sandbagging, he says. So Kaushik posted here, we kind of saw these numbers earlier, guys. 100 million, growing 84% year over year. We already saw those, but I want to cover this. So total revenue, this is the full year guidance, 2022. Full year revenue of 488 to 492 million. This is representing year over year growth of 58 to 60%. And non-GAAP operating loss of 139 million to 135 million, and negative operating margin of 28 to 27%. In this environment, you want to see, free cash flow, you want to see earnings, you want to see a path to profitability. These guys are still growing, they're burning cash, and so, the market's not going to like it. It's not really in favor, and that's kind of what's going on. So hopefully that is helpful to give you some guidance information as well. So right now, guys, it's trading at $104 a share. You can see that on the 12th of May, it got down to $88.63. And I'll talk more about that when we get to the chart, but I think under $100 might be an opportunity. The market cap right now, you guys, is going to be $4.67 billion. The 52-week high was $450 even. The 52-week low, $87.05. So it got down to $87.05 in the 52-week low. This is based in Israel, founded in 2012. And let's dig into the chart here. I'm going to go through this. So here's a chart of monday.com. This is MNDY. And you can see that this thing has fallen from $450 even, which seems like a coincidence, maybe a little algo driven, exactly $450.00. And you can see it pop down here in the high 80s. And now it's trading at about $104, $103.66. You can see over here. It still has pressure. I said it could go lower. This was a couple chart days ago. So we do chart day every Wednesday, Patreon Discord. Check out patreon.com, Fired Up Wealth. Also, guys, this video is sponsored by the Motley Fool. So visit fool.com/Fired Up Wealth for the 10 best stocks to buy now. Check that out. But what do I think the stock's going to do? This is my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, of course. I think that the stock's probably going to try to hold somewhere in here. Here's the thing. If the market goes a leg lower, if the S&P 500 goes down, 15%, like a lot of people are calling for it, it's going to bring everything down with it. Now, if I just look at this company by itself and I say, what's this thing worth? I think if it's under 10 EV NTM, that it's probably an opportunity, knowing that it could always go lower, especially if we continue to have, compression of these multiples on these SaaS type names. This is a high quality one. It does have competition. I want to cover some of that competition here really quick, and I'm going to come back to the chart and finish my thoughts because I forgot. So let me just cover this competition really fast. So one that you're going to run into a lot is Asana. Now this is from monday.com, so it's going to be a little bit skewed. They're obviously going to, paint the best picture they can, sugarcoat it. But they're saying they're better, in all these different areas, right? You've got Rike, you've got Basecamp, Trello, which is Team. So Team is the ticker on this one. You guys probably have heard of that one. That's probably one of the biggest competitors that I can think of. That's the one that I would probably consider best of breed. But monday.com and Asana are both kind of coming after him. There's all these other ones, ClickUp, Airtable, Smartsheet's another one that went public recently. But if you look at this, they're saying they're better on all these categories across the board. They think they're best of breed. And they are best of breed in certain areas, and they are continuing to improve. So this is kind of that new and upcoming company that a lot of people are excited to be around. So you think of these newer companies, especially if it's a young company, they're often using these newer products. You think of money.com and some of these other names. So lots of competition in the space. Even Microsoft to some level, competes in this space. There's lots of different competitors. And that probably is the biggest concern, competition and valuation. So when I look at this, though, and I think of the ability for them to run free cash flow, the ability to grow their Rule of 40 metrics, all those different things, this stock actually is priced attractively around $100. I think it's even better if you can get it around $80. It got to 88, 86, something like that. I think if you're going to buy this, you dollar cost average, you take nibbles, you buy a little here, and you buy it between $75 and $100. Could it go lower than that? Yeah. But when I look at this, it seems like it's pretty washed out. maybe it comes down to this old S3 of 75 bucks. I could see that happening. And so if you draw that up and say, okay, it's $75, it's trading at around 100 bucks now, you got a 25% range. That's where I would probably be dollar cost averaging. If you have high conviction, you're going to want to do more homework than just this video. It's a quick overview. Definitely dig into it more. Check out their investor relations page and do some more homework on that competition. But if this video was helpful, make sure you do subscribe. If you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. If you want to help me out, help the algorithm for doing these videos, drop me a like, drop me a comment. I appreciate your time and attention. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.